Every day over the past month, I've posted a short ranking every team's top 10 players. Today, let's take every team's number 1 and rank them from worst to best. Number 30, Eduardo Rodriguez, Detroit Tigers. He signed a free agent deal for Detroit in 2022, and his first year wasn't great. He had a great rebound year, starting 26 games, tossing 152 innings, and ending with a 3.30 ERA. Very solid season, but that still gets him last place. Kind of surprising for a Tigers team that was actually better than expected this year. Number 29, Brent Rooker, Oakland A's. In his first full season, Brent Rooker emerged. For a bad A's team, he was their all-star, hitting 30 homers and finishing with an .817 OPS. Number 28, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Pittsburgh Pirates. In his second full season, Hayes elevated himself to be the star of the Pirates. He's always been great with the glove, and with Arenado having a down year, he broke through and got his first Gold Glove. He also improved his offense a lot, doubling his home run total, hitting .271, and raising his OPS to .762, now being an above-average offensive player on top of his elite defense. Number 27, Spencer Steer, Cincinnati Reds. This was his true rookie year, and he played in all but 6 games. He flexed his power, hitting 23 homers, driving in 86, hitting .271, and .820 OPS. That earned him 6th place for Rookie of the Year. Number 26, Nolan Jones, Colorado Rockies. If you're buying stock in young players, you might want to look at Nolan Jones. He came up late, so he only played in 106 games, but he still had a 20 home run season, adding 22 doubles, stealing 20 bags, hitting .297, and had an awesome .931 OPS. That was good for 4th place in Rookie of the Year vote. Number 25, Laynce Thomas, Washington Nationals. He was already good last year in his first full season, but he built on that this year. He hit 28 homers, drove in 86, stole 20 bases. He batted .268 and had an OPS well above league average at .783. He was very productive and in the lineup every day, only missing 6 games. Number 24, Paul Goldschmidt, St. Louis Cardinals. The reigning MVP was still very good by almost anyone's standards, but it was a big step back from last year. He played in 3 more games, finishing with 154, but that average dropped from .317 to .268. OPS fell 171 points down to .810, and he hit 10 fewer doubles, 10 fewer homers, and 35 fewer RBI. It was the first year he hasn't gotten a single MVP vote since 2014. Number 23, Corbin Burns, Milwaukee Brewers. This shows how good he is. He was an all-star, 8th place in the Cy Young vote, but 2023 was his worst season. He put in 32 starts, 193 innings, 200 strikeouts, and had a .339 ERA. Right, that was his worst season. Number 22, Logan Webb, San Francisco Giants. He was this year's Sandy Alcantara, an absolute workhorse. 33 starts, 216 innings. That's an average of well over 6 innings per start. He also had a career-high 194 strikeouts. That was good for a 2nd place finish in the Cy Young race, and even got some MVP votes. Number 21, Rafael Devers, Boston Red Sox. We've just come to expect him to produce, and this year was no different. .271 average, .851 OPS, hitting 33 homers and driving in 100. He was the anchor of the Red Sox offense that lost a lot of weapons over the offseason. That got him MVP votes and a Silver Slugger. Number 20, Bo Bichette, Toronto Blue Jays. There were only 9 players that had an average over 300, and Bichette is one of them. On a team with a lot of offensive firepower, Bichette rose above the rest, hitting 20 homers, driving in 73, and .814 OPS. That was good for a 2nd All-Star game and 16th place for MVP. Number 19, Luis Arraez, Miami Marlins. The Fish gave up a very good starter in Pablo Lopez to get him, and they got even more than they expected. He won the batting title with Minnesota last year, and he turned that .316 average into .354. He was even up at 400 as late as June 24th. He was everything they wanted and more. 8th place for MVP and helped them get to the playoffs. Number 18, Gunnar Henderson, Baltimore Orioles. As baseball's number 1 prospect, there was a lot of pressure, and over the first few months it wasn't working out. Henderson kept plugging along and he figured it out. He became a star, finishing with 28 homers, 82 RBI, and .814 OPS. 8th place for MVP, a Silver Slugger, and 1 Rookie of the Year. Number 17, Bryce Harper, Philadelphia Phillies. After missing the first month, he had to make up for lost time. He finished with 126 games, 21 homers, 72 RBI, a .293 average, and a .900 OPS. You could argue Schwarber or Castellanos, but even missing that first month, I think Harper was the MVP. Plus, he was able to play first base and got Schwarber out of the field. Number 16, Jose Ramirez, Cleveland Guardians. Just like Devers, year in, year out, this guy's the man. He put in yet another full season, 156 games, 282 average, 24 homers, 80 RBI, 28 steals, 831 OPS. His third straight All-Star game and 10th place for MVP. Number 15, Luis Robert Jr., Chicago White Sox. He was actually the diamond in the rough, showing everyone what he can do in his first full season on a terrible team. 145 games, 38 homers, 80 RBI, throwing in 20 steals, and 857 OPS. He made his first All-Star team, won his first Silver Slugger, and finished 12th place for MVP. Number 14, Cody Bellinger, Chicago Cubs. After winning MVP in 2019, he's been trying to find it the last 3 years. It seems like whatever he was looking for was in Chicago. The Dodgers got rid of him after last season, so Bellinger signs with the Cubs, raises his average almost 100 points, his OPS over 200 points, hits 26 homers, drives in 97, steals 20 bases, finishes 10th place for MVP, and wins Comeback Player of the Year. Number 13, Sonny Gray, Minnesota Twins. He's had a very up and down career, but he had 2 very good years in Minnesota. He was one of the best pitchers in the league all season, putting in 32 starts, 184 innings, striking out 183, ending with a 2.79 ERA. That got him his 3rd All-Star bid, 2nd place for Cy Young, and even some MVP votes. Number 12, Bobby Whit Jr., Kansas City Royals. He was good in his rookie year, but he stepped it up and turned himself into a great player. He raised his average 22 points to 276. His OPS went up 91 points to 813. He hit 10 more homers, landing on 30, drove in nearly 100 runs, and stole 49 bags. Also, he led the league with 11 triples. On a team that lost 106 games, he finished 7th for MVP. Number 11, Julio Rodriguez, Seattle Mariners. He had a slow start, but he turned it on in the second half. His average and OPS were down from his Rookie of the Year campaign, but still were very good at 275 and 818. He flexed his power, hitting 32 homers, driving in 103, and stole 37 bases. That was good for an All-Star bid, Silver Slugger, and 4th place for MVP. Number 10, Garrett Cole, New York Yankees. After so many years of coming close, Cole finally had his Cy Young season. He led the league with 209 innings, 2 shutouts, 2.63 ERA, and also kept people off base, leading the league in WHIP and hits per 9. It was a dominant season. Number 9, Blake Snell, San Diego Padres. It's hard to believe he led the league in walks, but I guess you could say he was effectively wild. Snell was great all year, but he really dominated down the stretch, leading the majors with a 2.25 ERA. He put in 180 innings and ran away with the NL Cy Young. Number 8, Francisco Lindor, New York Mets. It's gonna get swept under the rug because the Mets were such a dumpster fire this year, but Lindor had his best season as a Met, and this was his best season since 2019. 254 average, 806 OPS, hitting 31 homers, 98 RBI, 31 steals, playing shortstop in all but 2 games. That got him 9th place in the MVP vote. Number 7, Kyle Tucker, Houston Astros. This guy's becoming a bigger and bigger star in Houston, maintaining a very high level of play for 4 years running. This may have been his most complete year, hitting 284, 29 homers, led the AL with 112 RBI, stole 30 bases, and had an 886 OPS. That got him his first Silver Slugger, his 2nd All-Star bid, and 5th place for MVP. Number 6, Yandi Diaz, Tampa Bay Rays. We thought he was good last year, but he put that to shame in 2023. He won the AL batting title, hitting 330, and still slugged 522. That was good for a 932 OPS. He had a career-high 22 homers, making his first All-Star team and winning his first Silver Slugger, finishing 6th place for MVP. Number 5, Corbin Carroll, Arizona Diamondbacks. We've been talking about big prospects delivering, and you can add Carroll to that list. He exploded in his first full year, 155 games, hit 285, 25 homers, stole 54 bases, also led the NL with 10 triples on top of 30 doubles, ending with an 868 OPS. He was an all-star starter, 5th place for MVP, and ran away as Rookie of the Year. Number 4, Cory Seager, Texas Rangers. Of all the great years Seager's had, this was his best. He did miss a month, but still put in 119 games, hit 327, 33 homers, 96 RBI, also led the AL with 42 doubles and had a 1013 OPS. Of course, All-Star, Silver Slugger, and would have won MVP if it hadn't been for you-know-who. Number 3, Mookie Betts, Los Angeles Dodgers. He was amazing in 2022, and he took it to a new level in 2023. In 152 games, he hit .307, had a .987 OPS, hit 39 homers, drove in 107 even as the leadoff hitter, had 40 doubles, named an All-Star for the 7th time, won his 6th Silver Slugger, and wound up 2nd place for MVP. Number 2, Ronald Acuna Jr., Atlanta Braves. He showed his potential ever since he came up in 2018, but this was one of the best seasons I've ever seen. He led the league in plate appearances, runs scored, hits, stolen bases, on-base percentage, OPS, OPS+, and total bases. He didn't lead in home runs, RBI, or slugging, but he had 41, 106, and 596. Just crazy good numbers. He was the no-brainer MVP. Number 1, Shohei Otani, Los Angeles Angels. A lot of people thought he would have a big walk year going into free agency, and for a while it didn't even seem real. There was a time where he was arguably the best pitcher and the best hitter in the league. He got hurt at the end of the year, so he only put in 23 starts, but still had 132 innings and a .314 ERA. At the plate, he played 135 games, led the AL with 44 homers, plus 95 RBI and 20 steals, hit .304, led the majors in slugging at .654, and OPS at .1066, and OPS+ at .184, and he led the AL in total bases with .325. He was the obvious MVP, giving the Angels 2 elite players in one package. And next year, he's going to be paid as if he's 2 players, even though he won't pitch until 2025. That's a wrap on this list. I'm sure not everyone agrees with every team's MVP, and I'm sure not everyone agrees with the placement. So if you have any thoughts, sound off in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. And if you're new here and love baseball content, please give me a sub. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.